Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Biology with Medico. Here are the questions and answers about the first chapter of class metric gases exchange. Here are the first question. Why stomata generally open during daytime? Answer. Stomata typically open during the day to facilitate photosynthesis, which requires sunlight and carbon dioxide intake. Opening the stomata allows for the absorption of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, which is essential for the process of converting light energy into chemical energy. Conversely, stomata generally close at night to conserve water, as photosynthesis is not occurring and water loss through transpiration is minimized. Question number 2. Which part of the plant intake carbon dioxide and give out oxygen, take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide during daytime? Answer. During the daytime, leaves primarily intake carbon dioxide and release oxygen through the process of photosynthesis. This process occurs through tiny pores called stomata, which opens to allow gas exchange between the plant and the atmosphere. While plants also respire, which is a process that takes in oxygen and releases carbon dioxide, the overall effect during the day is dominated by photosynthesis and the release of oxygen. Question number 3. Why do we have to breathe through nostrils rather than oral cavity? Answer. We primarily breathe through our nostrils rather than our oral cavity because the nose is designed to filter, warm, and humidify the air before it reaches the lungs. Question number 4. Differentiate between breathing gases exchange and respiration. Answer. Aspect. Breathing gases exchange, respiration. Definition. The process of taking in and expelling air. The exchange of gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide. And the respiration, the cellular process of energy production purpose provide a free supply of oxygen for the body, facilitate the transfer of gases, generates ATP. Energy. Molecules from glucose mechanism involved inhaling and exhaling of air occurs in the alveoli of the lungs, take place in cells. Mitochondria. Focus. External, internal, external, between lungs and blood, internal, cellular. Question number 5. Why do we deep breathe during or immediately after exercise? Answer. Deep breathing during and after exercise is necessary because the body needs to replenish oxygen and remove waste products like carbon dioxide and lactic acid. Question number 6. What is oxygen debt? Answer. Oxygen debt, also known as excess post-exercise oxygen consumption EPOC, refers to the extra oxygen the body needs to recover and restore normal metabolic processes after intense physical activity. Question number 7. Distinguish between inspiration and expiration. Answer. Inspiration, also known as inhalation, is the active process of breathing in air, while expiration, which is known as exhalation, is the passive process of breathing out air. Inspiration occurs when the diaphragm and external intercostal muscle contract, expanding the chest cavity and drawing air into the lungs. Expiration occurs when these muscles relax, reducing the chest cavity and expelling air from the lungs. Question number 8. What is the lung cancer? Answer. Lung cancer is a kind of cancer that starts as a growth of cells in the lungs. The lungs are two spongy organs in the chest that control breathing. Lung cancer is the leading cause of cancer deaths worldwide people who smoke have the greatest risk of lung cancer? Question number 9. How is asthma characterized? Answer. Asthma is characterized by chronic inflammation and narrowing of airways in the lungs, leading to variable and recurring respiratory symptoms. Question number 10. Name 5 animals which use their body surface for gases exchange. Answer. 5 animals that use their body surface for gases exchange are flatworms, earthworms, some amphibians, some sea snakes, and some insects. Now, long answers. Question number 1. What measures would you take to avoid respiratory disorder? Answer. To avoid respiratory disorder, it recommend the following measures. First, avoid smoking and second-hand smoke. Quit smoking and avoid areas where people smoke. Second, wear mask. Wear mask when outdoors is polluted areas, during flu season, or when working with chemicals. Third, use air purifiers. Install air purifiers in your home, especially in bedrooms. 4. Exercise regularly. Engage in moderate intensity exercise like brisk walking, cycling, or swimming. 5. Maintain a health weight. Excess weight can exacerbate respiratory issue. 6. Avoid strong chemicals. Use eco-friendly cleaning products and avoid inhaling fumes from paints, pesticides, or other chemicals. 7. Stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water to thin out mucus and keep airways clear. 8. Manage stress. Practice stress reducing techniques like meditation, yoga, or deep breathing exercises. 9. Get vaccinated. Stay up to date on flu and pneumonia vaccinations. 10. Monitor air quality. Check air quality indexes in your area and plan outdoor activities accordingly. 11. Avoid exposure to dust and pollen. Use allergen-proof bedding and keep windows closed during peak pollen hours. Get regular 12. Get regular checkups. Consult your doctor if you experience respiratory issues or concern. By following these measures, you can significantly reduce your risk of developing respiratory disorder and maintain healthy lungs. Question number 2. Explain the process of ventilation in man. Ventilation. Answer. Ventilation or breathing is the process by which the body takes in oxygen and expels carbon dioxide. Here is step-by-step explanation of the process. Step 1. Inhalation or inspiration. 1. The diaphragm and dome-shaped muscle contracts and flattens. 2nd. The ribcage expands outward and upward. 3rd. The lungs expand, creating a partial vacuum. 4. Air enters the nostril or mouth, passes through the pharynx, throat, and larynx, voice box, and enters the trachea, windpipe. Step 2. Air passes through the airways. First, the trachea divides into the primary bronchi, one of each lung. Second, the bronchi further divide into smaller bronchioles similar to the branches of a tree. Third, the bronchioles lead to tiny air sacs called alveoli, where gas exchange occur. Step 3. Gas exchange in the alveoli. 1. Oxygen from the inhaled air diffuses through the alveolar walls into the surrounding capillaries. Second, carbon dioxide, a waste product, diffuses out of the capillaries and into the alveoli. Third, oxygen binds to hemoglobin in a red blood cells while carbon dioxide is transported back to the lungs. Step 4. Exhalation, expiration. First, the diaphragm relaxes and returns to its dome shape. The ribcage descends and inward. The lungs deflate and air is pushed out of the alveoli. 4. The air passes through the bronchus, bronchi, trachea, and out of the body through the nostrils or mouth. This process is repeated around 12 to 20 times per minute, depending on factors such as age, fitness level, and environmental condition. Question number 3. Why smoking is dangerous? How it is related with respiratory disorders? Answer. Smoking is a hazardous habit that poses significant risks to various aspects of health, particularly respiratory health. Why smoking is dangerous? 1. Chemicals and toxins. Tobacco smoke contain over 7,000 chemicals, many of which are toxic and cancer causing. 2. Inflammation and damage. Smoking causing inflammation and damage to the lungs, heart, and the blood vessels. 3. Weaken immune system. Smoking weakens the immune system, making smokers more susceptible to infections. 4. Increased risk of disease. Smoking increases the risk of various diseases, including heart disease, stroke, and cancer. Relationship between respiratory disorder, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease (COPD). Smoking is a leading cause of COPD, a progressive lung disease that makes breathing difficult. 2. Lungs cancer. Smoking is responsible for about 80 to 90% of all lung cancer deaths. 3. Asthma. Smoking can trigger asthma attacks, worsen symptoms. 4. Chronic bronchitis. Smoking can cause chronic bronchitis, a condition characterized by persistent coughing and mucus production. 5. Emphysema. Smoking can lead to emphysema, condition where the air sacs in the lungs are damaged, making breathing difficult. Quitting smoking can greatly reduce the risk of developing respiratory disorders and other smoking related disease. There are various resources available to help smokers quit, including nicotine replacement therapy (NRT). NRT can help manage withdrawal symptoms. 2. Counseling can provide support and guidance throughout the quitting process. 3. Prescription medication. Prescription medications such as bupropion or varenicline can help reduce cravings and withdrawal symptoms. 4. Support groups such as Nicotine Anonymous can provide a sense of community and accountability. So, this is the end of the chapter number 1. I hope you all understand. See you in next video. Take care and Allah Hafiz.